Hey guys, welcome to the top 10 list, or top 20 list. Here's my top 20 most underrated modern movies. I did overrated, now it's time for the underrated. Same rules apply. I know a lot of people have different definitions of modern movies, but again, same thing when I did with overrated, same thing with underrated. Movies mostly from like 2010 to like nowish, I put on this list. These movies are either movies that did poorly critically or did poorly box office wise, or just movies people just don't talk about enough now, and I just find them underrated. So here's what I think are the top 20 most underrated movies of our modern era. Number 20, The Nice Guys. Shane Black's The Nice Guys is terrific. Hopefully, The Predator didn't ruin his great career. Nice Guys is amazing. Great buddy cop movie. It really feels like a modern day Lethal Weapon or Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Gosling and Russell Crowe are fantastic in this movie. It is dark, it's edgy, it's about the porn industry. It's really good. How they do the narrations and how they portray these characters are so great, and it just feels real and vibrant. I love it. Just everything about it. Number 19, Colossal, a monster movie. Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis star in the sci-fi comedy film about Anne Hathaway, and she turns into a big... My cat's acting crazy. Sorry. It's about Anne Hathaway, and when she goes into this park, she turns... Well, a big monster appears in Japan and attacks the city, so she is, like, linked to this monster. But it's all, like, metaphorical and symbolic. And it's not done in a pretentious and stupid way. It's actually done very cleverly and very smart. And I think Anne Hathaway and Jason Sudeikis are both really good in this movie. Visually, it's great. The story is interesting, and I love its just originality and weirdness to it. Love the movie. Colossal. Check it out. Number 18, Pop Star Never Stop, Never Stopping. A great mockumentary. It's like modern day. This is Spinal Tap. Not as funny as Spinal Tap, but still very good. The Lonely Island all star in this movie, and they made this movie. And Andy Samberg is in this movie as a rap artist named Kyle For Real. Really funny film. It tackles a lot about our culture and some politics and stuff, and it is so funny. There is no political correct humor in this movie. It is laugh out loud hilarious. The music is also really great, and I wish this movie did so much better than it did. I wish more people talked about this movie, because this movie truly is terrific and super funny. Really funny. Number 17 is this year's Joe Bell, a movie about bullying and homosexuality. But because it doesn't have a strong political message, people did not like it. People thought it was like, oh, this is how a conservative makes a homosexual movie. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. And professional critics have said that. I don't understand modern critics nowadays. They're fucking idiots. But Joe Bell's a really great movie. Mark Wahlberg is fantastic. The young actor who plays his son is fantastic. It's a really great emotional story that people should check out. Number 16 is Ingrid Goes West. It is a modern version of The Talented Mr. Ripley, done better. Talented Mr. Ripley is not a film it's not a film I'm a fan of. I don't think it's that great. Ingrid Goes West is really great, though. I love Aubrey Plaza, Elizabeth Olsen, O'Shea Jackson Jr., I love that this is a lot about social media and social media fame and how people are obsessed with social media, and this is also about obsession of a person. Aubrey Plaza is like have this like crazy obsession over Elizabeth Olsen's character to the point it gets weird. It's a dark comedy, also a mild thriller, and I love every second of it. I think the jokes are great, cinematography and the soundtrack is great, and I think Aubrey Plaza is a delightfully likable psychopath character, and yeah, I really enjoyed the film. Number 15 is Real Steel, Sean Levy's Real Steel. I really like Sean Levy as a director. I think most of his films are underrated, like the Night at the Museum movies, and he did Free Guy, which is people are loving, which is great. And This Is Where I Leave You. He did some episodes of Stranger Things as well, but this is a great film. I'm baffled no one talks about it, and I'm baffled that people don't talk about it enough. Like, it's a really great movie. It's a great father-son movie. It's basically over the top with Rock'em Sock'em robots. The robots are cool. The story's great. Hugh Jackman is fantastic. It's a great underdog story. And the robot Adam is just awesome. And yeah, I just shocked that people don't talk about this movie. But yeah, oh well. Number 14, Band Slam. A lot of people don't talk about this movie because Most people thought when this movie came out it would be like this High School Musical, Camp Rock, Disney Channel movie, but it actually is not that. It is actually a more deep and layered story. Well, maybe not layered, but emotional story about a kid that used to get bullied. He's going to a new school and he wants to start up this new band and manage it and stuff because he just loves and is obsessed with music and stuff. And yes, it has Vanessa Hudgens and that alley girl from Phil the Future. Yes, it has like Disney stars in it, but it's not a Disney movie, and it is not this like Disney cheesy channel movie like a Camp Rock and stuff. It's actually a good story about forming a band and forming friendships and relationships in high school. It's actually got great music, great characters, and it's a lot of fun. I liked Band Slam. Number 13, another band movie, Sing Street. Sing Street has actually gotten more of a following. More people are loving Sing Street as the years go by. But when it came out, it didn't get enough love. I'm glad it's getting more love, but it should get even more than it gets now. It's a fantastic movie with great characters and great music. Sing Street. Number 12 is Dredd. I am the law. Carl Urban as Judge Dredd is awesome. The story of this movie about Judge Dredd in his apartment. Judge Dredd in his apartment. They should make that into a movie. That's a funny movie. Judge Dredd eating popcorn and drinking a soda pop in his apartment. I am the Colonel. What I meant to say is, it's about Judge Dredd and his partner going into this big apartment building to get this like drug smuggler. Mama is her name, played by Lena Headey, and he has to go up each floor, take out all of her henchmen to get to the top, to get to Mama. Really great, gritty film. This is the only movie since The Matrix that actually used slow-mo action scenes in a cool, unique way. Love this movie. Love how it's filmed. I hate that no one saw it because we never got a sequel to it. This movie's fantastic. Dredd. Number 11, The Lost City of Z. James Gray, this is his best movie. You got Charlie Hunnam, Art Punson, Tom Holland in this movie, all great. This is a great movie about exploration. It's about these researchers exploring the Amazon so they can explore new geography for maps and globes and stuff. And they're trying to find this forbidden city called the Lost City of Z, where only like rumors are, and it's like this like ancient city with secrets and stuff, and they want to find out what is in this city and why it is so secretive. It's a really great story. It's a bit slow, but it's still a really gripping film with great atmosphere and great characters. Some people might not like it. They'll probably find it a boring film, but I love it. I think it's brilliant. Number 10, Love and Other Drugs, a great romantic comedy with Jake Gyllenhaal and Anne Hathaway. It's a great movie about the drug industry because Jake Gyllenhaal in this movie plays a drug salesman. He sells drugs to pharmaceutical companies, and he falls in love with a woman, Anne Hathaway, who has like stage 2 Parkinson's. So he actually has to be with someone who has an actual physical illness, and he has to actually deal with that. He's used to being a womanizer, but he actually has to be with someone he cares about, and also someone he cares about who has a very serious and permanent illness. It's a great dramatic story, but also a great romantic comedy with great jokes. Josh Gad's even funny in this movie. Oliver Platt, Hank Azaria, Gabriel Maschid are all great supporting characters. This movie was very ripped by critics when it came out, but I think it's a very delightful film with great comedy and just great performances. Love and Other Drugs, really great film. Number 9 is The Ghostwriter, directed by the creepo himself, Roman Polanski. Great movie, though. Ewan McGregor and Pierce Brosnan are both fantastic in this movie. This movie is about this guy who ghostwrites. I think everyone should know what a ghostwriter is. People who write books for people and they don't get no other credit for it. He's basically writing a biography about Pierce Brosnan's life and stuff, and the more he dives into his story and the more he figures out about him and his wife, the crazier shit gets. The best thing to go into this movie is knowing nothing about it, so all I gotta say is a great, intense thriller with some really great twists. Check it out. Number 8 is Attack the Block, John Boyega. Attack the Block is a great British comedy about these kids in this like block, this like ghetto block, and they get invaded by aliens that look like big gorillas. It's a very funny, great sci-fi comedy that I love. Nick Frost is in this movie. It's a great movie. It sounds silly and ridiculous, and that's exactly what it is, but it's awesome. It's a great fucking movie, and this is what gave us John Boyega, so it's awesome. Number 7 is Jeff Who Lives at Home. Jason Segel and Ed Helms, a very underrated dramatic comedy about a man who just won't leave home. It's a great movie about depression, and it's a great movie about not chasing one's ambition and dreams. It's a movie a lot of people can relate to. It's a movie a lot of people can understand. It's a movie no one saw at all. Like, no one has seen this movie, and people should. It's a movie about brothers. It's a movie about acceptance. It's a movie about deep thoughts and depression. But it's also a movie about some weird things, that, which I won't get into, but there's some weird shit in this movie that's really funny. It's a very funny movie. It's a great dramatic story. And it's got 2 really good performances in the movie by Jason Segel and Ed Helms. Really good film. Number 6 is Jack Reacher, Tom Cruise. Most Tom Cruise movies aren't underrated. I could have went with Edge of Tomorrow, but that movie is getting like so much love now that they might even make a sequel to it. So Jack Reacher did get a sequel, and the sequel sucked. But the first film was great. It's a really great action thriller with a great character played by Tom Cruise, and it's the only movie that Jai Courtney's pretty good in, so there's that. Number 5 is Bloodfather, Mel Gibson's Bloodfather. I love this movie. This movie is about Mel Gibson's character, who's like this tattoo artist in this trailer park, and his daughter, who he finally, gets to see after all these years, but he has to actually help her because she's involved with the drug cartel. This is a great, thriller movie about a dad trying to rekindle his relationship with his daughter, but also trying to save her from the mess she is in. Great story, great performance by Mel Gibson, and it's just a badass film. And again, no one saw it, and they should have. Number 4 is Man of Tai Chi, a great Keanu Reeves action kung fu movie. Then again, it is not an Americanized action movie, it's a martial arts movie, so only if you're a martial arts fan, you've seen it, but if you're not, you haven't seen it, and you should check it out anyways. It's great. Number 3 is The End of the Tour. The End of the Tour is a movie with Jason Segel and Jesse Eisenberg. This is a movie all about conversation. It's just a straight dialogue movie, which I love. Those are my favorite movies. It's about these 2 writers talking about their passions and their lives. Jason Segel is in this movie, who gives an Oscar-worthy performance, is a writer who's dealt with a lot of depression and drug addiction and lots of suicidal stuff, and Jesse Eisenberg is writing an article about him, and he wants to learn more about him and stuff, and just the way they learn about each other and talk about each other's lives is just a very beautiful and heartbreaking story, and most people need to see this movie. It's so good. Number 2 is Wolf Children, Minoru Hosoda's Wolf Children. I know a lot of anime fans have seen these films, my number 1 and number 2, but modern audiences don't watch these movies, but Wolf Children is a fantastic film. It's a movie about motherhood, and it's a movie about raising kids and the struggles of raising kids. This movie is not for kids, actually. This movie is for parents. Any parent should watch this movie because they'll find it relatable. Number 1's Your Name. I've talked about Your Name a lot. It's Makoto Shinkei's Your Name. That's it. Everyone knows what I think about it. It's incredible. It's a masterpiece. So yeah, that was my top 20 most underrated movies of the modern era. So in the comment section below, please tell me what are your top 10s, top 20s, or just give me your favorite or underrated movie of the modern era, 2010 to now. Give your thoughts and opinions. Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.